All right, so let's cut the crap and get right into this Mars rover shit. We're talking Spirit and Opportunity. You know those 2 robots NASA sent to Mars back in 2004?
Yeah.
Should have been a 90-day mission.
Right.
These little bastards said, fuck that. They just kept on trucking.
Totally. They blew past their lifespan.
Yes.
Years.
Years, not days.
Yeah.
So before we get into the cool shit they found, let's talk about how they even got there in the first place.
Okay.
Landing on Mars. That's got to be a total bitch.
It's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, it is. You've got a spacecraft screaming through the Martian atmosphere like almost 20,000 kilometers an hour.
Shit.
First, you're going to have a heat shield that can handle that.
Yeah.
For these missions, they use something similar to what they had for the Viking missions way back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Cork.
Cork.
Binder.
Like wine bottle cork.
Yeah, basically.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And these little tiny glass spheres.
Oh.
So it reacts chemically with the Martian atmosphere, carries that heat away, leaves this trail of hot gas, slows the spacecraft down enough for the next stage.
Okay, so heat shield's done. What's next? You're not going to let this thing just smash into a million pieces.
You're right.
Parachute.
Yeah. They had parachutes, much bigger than the ones they had for Pathfinder.
Okay.
Because these were heavier.
Yeah, yeah.
But even that isn't enough. It needed a little extra oomph.
What, did they strap some missiles to these
It's
things?
not missiles, but close.
All right.
RAD rockets.
Okay.
Rocket-assisted descent.
Okay.
And each one of those generated about a ton of force, brought the spacecraft to a near stop, just meters above the surface.
So they're hovering there like a little hummingbird.
Yeah.
Then what? Just gently lower it down on a little platform?
No. Way too easy. Way too risky.
Right.
They went with something a little more bouncy.
Bouncy? What the hell does that mean?
Airbags.
Airbags.
Huge inflatable airbags.
Are you shitting me?
Dead serious. They wrapped the lander, which housed the rover, in these massive airbags, this super strong material called Vectrin.
Okay.
So just seconds before it touches down, these things inflate. The lander bounces its way to a stop.
Like a giant bouncy castle on Mars.
Something like that.
That takes balls. So after they're done bouncing around, how do they get the rover out of this airbag cocoon?
So the lander itself had these sides that opened up like petals.
Right.
They called them bat wings.
Okay.
So the bouncing stops, the airbags retract, those petals unfold, and boom, rover's upright and ready to go.
All right. So we've got our badass rovers. They're on Mars, survived the journey, landed like a bunch of gymnasts. Now, what about these things, the brains and brawn? What kind of tech are they packing?
So each rover had 6 wheels, each with its own motor.
Right.
The front and rear wheels, they had these individual steering motors.
Okay.
So that means they could turn in place, swerve, arc, handle it all.
So nimble as hell. What about processing power? What kind of computer are we talking here? Like a stone tablet and chisel?
Not quite.
Okay.
They had this radiation-hardened RAD 6000 CPU running a VSWorks operating system.
Okay.
So it could process data from all the instruments, navigate the terrain.
Yeah.
Not exactly a supercomputer, but impressive for the time.
All right. So they got the brains, they got the brawn. Now, how do we keep these things running?
Yeah.
What's the fuel source? Hamster wheels.
They ran on sunshine.
Right.
Literally.
Well,
they had these solar arrays that generated at peak like 140 watts of power.
Yeah.
And they had these rechargeable lithium-ion batteries.
Okay.
For those cloudy Martian days and the long nights.
Smart. So we get these 6-wheeled robots roaming around Mars powered by the sun. Sounds like a sci-fi movie.
Totally.
All right, now let's get down to it. What kind of gear do they have to actually do science? Do they pack lasers?
No lasers.
Yeah,
but they had a whole suite of instruments. Panoramic cameras or pancams. They took those 3D color images of the Martian landscape.
Yeah.
Navigation cameras, obviously, to get around.
Of course.
And a miniature thermal emission spectrometer, or mini TES. That thing could analyze the minerals in rocks and soil from a distance.
So they could take pretty pictures and get a basic read on the rocks. But to really get into the nitty-gritty, they needed to get up closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do they have for that?
They had a robotic arm
Okay.
with this turret that held a bunch of instruments.
Yeah.
It had a Mushii spectrometer, an alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, a microscopic imager, everything you could possibly want.
So they could analyze what the rocks were made of, take tiny pictures.
Yeah.
But what if they came across a rock that was a little too dusty for a good look? What then? Just give up.
No way. They had a rock abrasion tool for that. R-A-T.
rat.
R-A-T.
Right.
Basically a mini jackhammer.
Get out of here.
Grind away the surface, expose fresh material for all those other instruments.
So, mini jackhammer on Mars. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's some cool shit.
That's right.
Right.
All right, so they had all the latest tech. But what were they actually looking for? What was the big mystery to solve?
The main mission was to look for evidence of past water.
Water.
Yeah.
On Mars.
On Mars.
Okay.
Scientists thought that Mars wasn't always this dry wasteland we see today. They figured billions of years ago, it might have been warmer, redder, maybe even able to support life.
So they were looking for ancient Martian H2O. Is there any reason why they chose those two landing sites?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Spirit landed in Gusev Crater,
All right.
which is this massive impact crater that they thought might have been a giant lake.
Okay.
Opportunity landed on Meridiani Planum,
Yeah.
big, wide-open plain known for its hematite,
It's hematite.
mineral that forms in the presence of water.
Okay. So they were hedging their bets. One to a potential ancient lake bed,
Right.
the other to a place full of water-related minerals. Smart. But did they find what they were looking for?
They both hit the jackpot, but in totally different ways.
Spirit found lots of volcanic rock, basalt,
Yeah.
basically the bedrock of the Martian crust. Also found signs of weathering, those tiny changes that happen to rocks over time because of wind and dust.
Yeah.
Maybe even water.
But nothing that screamed giant lake.
Not at first.
Okay.
Spirit started climbing these hills, Columbia Hills.
Right.
The rocks started telling a different story.
Okay, now we're talking.
The rocks were full of things like phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, bromine.
Okay.
These elements are usually dissolved in water and transported, kind of like how rivers carry minerals on Earth.
Makes sense.
Then they found goethite.
Goethite. What the hell is that? Sounds like some hippie crystal.
It's a mineral that only forms in water.
Get out of here.
It was like finding a smoking gun.
Right.
It proved those hills were once a lot wetter than those dusty plains below.
So Gusev Crater wasn't a total bust. What about opportunity? Did it find its watery paradise over at Meridiani Planum?
It did. Right off the bat, it landed in a small crater filled with these little pebbles. Scientists nicknamed them blueberries.
Blueberries.
Yeah.
Seriously, were they at least edible?
I doubt they tasted very good.
Right.
But they were packed with hematite, remember?
Hematite. Yeah, it forms in water.
Exactly.
So they basically landed right on top of evidence for past water.
They did.
Beginner's luck. What else did Opportunity find?
Opportunity went out and explored the bedrock around its landing site. Found layers of jarosite.
Gero what? Sounds like some kind of dinosaur.
It's a mineral, basically an evaporate. The stuff left behind when a salty lake dries up.
Oh, okay.
Suggested that Meridiani Planum might have been a shallow sea at one point.
A Martian beach. Damn. But wait a minute. Didn't you say these rovers were supposed to last, what, like 3 months?
90 days.
How the hell did they keep going for so long? Martian mechanics on speed dial.
It shows how smart the engineers were. They built these things to withstand the worst of Mars. The crazy temperatures, the dust storms, radiation, the whole 9 yards. Tough little bastards.
How long did they actually last?
Spirit explored Gusev Crater for over 6 years. Opportunity roamed Meridiani Planum for almost 15.
15 years. Get the fuck out of here. That's longer than some marriages.
And during that time, Opportunity made a ton more discovery.
Oh, yeah. Okay, lay it on me. What other secrets did Opportunity spill?
It found gypsum veins,
Okay.
another sign of water. But more importantly, it found evidence for ancient flowing water
Right.
that was much less acidic and more hospitable to life than the water that formed the jarosite.
So we're talking about potentially habitable water billions of years ago. The kind of place where Martian microbes might have been swimming around.
That's what it points to.
Mind-blowing. But all good things must come to an end. What finally took these incredible robots down? Did their batteries finally die after all those years?
It wasn't the batteries.
All right, so what happened?
For Spirit, it was a classic case of wrong place, wrong time.
Oh no, what'd it do?
Got stuck in this soft, fluffy sand trap. Like quicksand.
No way.
Get it?
Dead serious.
Couldn't get out.
Nope. Wheels lost traction, eventually lost power.
So a slow, agonizing death. Kind of a bummer way to go out after all that.
It was sad. But even though it was stuck, Spirit still did some good science as a stationary platform.
Really, what'd it do?
Studied the Martian atmosphere, even saw some dust devils.
Dust devils, like those mini tornadoes you see swirling around in the desert. Those happen on Mars.
Yeah. Mars gets some wicked dust devils, huge, towering hundreds of feet high. Spirit even got some pictures.
No shit. So, Spirit got taken out by a sand trap. What about Opportunity? Same fate.
Opportunity had a more dramatic end. Remember those massive dust storms we talked about?
Ones that almost killed both rovers back in '07.
Those are scary.
Yeah, the Martian sky turning blood red, like a horror movie.
Well, in 2018, a bigger dust storm hit. Global event.
Shit.
The whole planet covered in dust, blocked out the sun for months, and Opportunity, being solar powered.
Couldn't get enough juice. Sacks.
So it basically suffocated. Damn. That's rough.
Tragic end to an incredible mission.
Did they try to get it back?
Oh, yeah. NASA tried to contact Opportunity for months after the storm cleared, hoping it had somehow survived.
Didn't even lie.
Nothing. No response. They had to declare the mission over in 2019.
Damn. So that's it, huh? End of the line for these little Martian pioneers.
Their missions might be over, but their legacy lives on.
It's true.
They sent back over 342,000 raw images.
Wow.
Drove a combined total of over 51 kilometers. That's more than a marathon.
Get the fuck out of here.
And they proved that Mars was once a much wetter and potentially habitable planet, more than we ever imagined.
They changed our understanding of Mars forever. Makes you wonder what else is hiding out there, just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. Still so many questions. Was there ever life on Mars?
Yeah.
Could humans live there one day? Hopefully future missions will get us those answers.
It's mind-blowing to think about. These two robots, built by humans, traveled millions of kilometers to another planet. It's been years exploring, sending back all this data that changes how we understand the universe. It gives me hope.
Me too. It really shows what we can do, our desire to learn, explore the unknown.
So there you have it, folks. Spirit and Opportunity. Two little robots that became legends. Explorers, survivors, pioneers.
Yeah.
Showed us anything is possible if we dare to dream big and push the boundaries of what we think we can achieve. And that's a pretty damn good legacy to leave behind.
It wasn't the batteries for Spirit. It was,
What happened?
wrong place, wrong time.
What do you mean?
Got stuck.
Stuck.
Yeah, like in this soft, fluffy sand trap, like quicksand.
No, are you serious?
Totally serious.
They couldn't get out.
Nope. Its wheels just lost traction, and eventually it lost power.
Oh, man. So it's just like a slow, agonizing death.
It was a sad ending.
Kind of a bummer way to go.
Yeah.
After all that.
Yeah, after all that. But even though it was immobilized, it actually still did some science. As a stationary platform.
Oh, really? Like what?
It studied the Martian atmosphere, even observed a couple of dust devils.
Dust devils, wait. Like the ones you see swirling around in the desert?
Yeah, just like those.
Those happen on Mars.
Yeah. Mars gets some pretty wicked dust devils, hundreds of feet high.
Damn.
Spirit even got some pictures.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So Spirit got taken out by a sand trap. What about Opportunity? Did it suffer the same fate?
Opportunity had a more dramatic end. Remember those giant dust storms? The ones that almost killed both rovers back in '07?
Those were scary. Yeah. Remember those images.
Yeah, the Martian sky turning blood red.
Like something out of a horror movie.
Totally.
Oh.
Well, in 2018, an even bigger one hit. Global event.
Oh, shit.
The entire planet covered in dust. Blocked out the sun for months. Opportunity, being solar powered, well.
Couldn't get enough juice.
Exactly.
So it basically suffocated.
Damn. It was a tragic end to an incredible mission.
Yeah. Did they try to get it back?
Oh, yeah. NASA tried to contact it for months, after the storm cleared, hoping it had survived.
No luck, huh?
Nothing. They never got a response. Finally had to declare the mission over in 2019.
Damn. So that's it, huh? End of the line for these little Martian pioneers.
Their missions are over, but their legacy lives on.
That's true.
Over 342,000 raw images.
That's insane.
A combined total of over 51 kilometers driven. More than a marathon.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And they proved that Mars wasn't always what we see today, that it was once wetter, potentially habitable.
Yeah. They changed our understanding of Mars forever. Makes you wonder what else is hiding out there just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. Still so many unanswered questions. Was there ever life on Mars? Could humans live there one day? Hopefully future missions will tell us.
It's crazy. These two little robots, built by humans, traveled millions of kilometers, spent years exploring another planet, sending back all this data that changes how we understand the universe. It's pretty inspiring.
It is. It shows what we're capable of, our thirst for knowledge, our desire to explore.
So there you have it, folks. Spirit and Opportunity. Two little robots that became legends. They were explorers, survivors, pioneers, and they showed us that anything is possible if we dare to dream big and push the boundaries of what we think you can achieve. That's a hell of a legacy to leave behind.